Folks, it's Brittany Krause, and I am going to just walk you through the McGraw-Hill Wonders website. Um, just so that you know, the general education teachers and then some of our ASR and PLS teachers have login codes for the grades. So if you are a teacher who's just getting started with Wonders and you are not sure where to get codes from, those would be the people that you may need to share codes from. Otherwise, you can ask Susan Scheller, and she kind of has a list of who has which codes, and then if we have extra codes, we can get some for you as well, okay? I have access to the Teacher's Edition first grade only at this point, so I am going to log in using my code, Wonders First Grade Teacher Edition. And right away, you may notice that we've got like a presentation and weekly printables. There's a lot of activities that are kind of just automatically loaded up. But what you want to pay attention to is up here on the left-hand side, we've got the unit and the week that it is telling us we are in. When you first log in, or the general ed teacher first logs in, they will set up their class and it will give them kind of a pacing guide for how they're going to present their lessons. And it is assuming that we are doing 5 days a week, and it doesn't have any of our holidays or things, in there. And so it's not going to align with how we're teaching or where we're at where we're progressing through the curriculum. And so you're going to want to click over here to find whatever unit you are on. Unit 0 is something that I never did, but a few teachers have done this year. It is it's like a getting ready kind of review unit. It's usually like 3 or 4 weeks, and it's going to go over all the high frequency words that you used in the previous year. And it's just kind of getting ready for school. So we're going to pretend that we're in Unit 1, Week 1. And this is going to pull up today's presentation. It's going to have all of the printables for this week, all the worksheets. And then down here, it also has games for the students. If you are using the website and having your students log in, then all of your games will pop up here and you can assign them to your students. Otherwise, if you are not assigning things to your students, you could also just open it up and do it during a Zoom session, or you could just take a screenshot and turn it into a activity on Seesaw or something like that. So those are kind of the games. We've also got a couple of little areas. We've got whole group instruction and then small group differentiated instruction. And I want to show you that essentially your presentation is going to change based on which day of the week you have signed in or you have clicked on. So today is day 1, and this is everything that we're supposed to get through for today. Day 2 is a little bit different. Oops. Okay. Day 3, a little bit different. And so this is not, it just like day 1 isn't every single thing that you have available to you. So that was always a little bit confusing for me and kind of hard to wrap my head around. The thing that really helped me, I like to see everything kind of all laid out, was going into plan and then weekly planner. And so this has day 1, every single thing that you're supposed to do for that day. Every single thing you're supposed to do for day 2. And again, it's got 5 days in it, okay? And so you're going to want to kind of take a look and decide how you want to lay this out, what activities you want to do, etc. The few things that I really want to show you that will be helpful is going to be the listening comprehension or the literacy big book. If I click on it, it's going to bring me back to that daily lesson. And then it's going to pull up a presentation, and down here on the bottom is also some comprehension or kind of, like the little lesson plans, right? So it's got an anchor chart that you can make. It's got, all kinds of stuff. Response to text, some information about language ELL students and kind of how to get them access to that text as well, okay? So if I click on this book, it's going to pull up the big book. You can have the book read itself out loud to the students. There should be a little speak icon.
This school year will be the best, by Kay Winters, illustrated by Renee Andriani.
So that's kind of nice. You can take those icons off as well. A lot of the first grade and kindergarten we have already made into Google Slides, because I was presenting these and we sometimes had internet troubles, etc. So I just moved them into Google Slides to make it a little bit easier for my students. And so you can talk to me and we can kind of get you access to all of that if this is something that you're interested in. Yes, I want to leave. All right. Another thing that you're going to want to take a look at, something that I used quite a bit, was the small group or differentiated instruction. I used the leveled readers, which are that they're leveled to the students' level. They do have their codes on the back, so if you're used to using the reading A to Z codes or whatever, those are listed on the back of the text as well, so you can kind of figure out where your students are at. The thing that I really liked about these is that they have the high frequency words in them. For the week, they have the phonics skill in them as well. And they're kind of aligned on the same theme as that big book, the Read Aloud Big Book, okay? So it's kind of nice that they all have the same thing going on. It gives our students a lot of context to what they're learning. So we've got 4 different levels actually. We've got approaching level, which is just a little bit below grade level. We have on level, and we have beyond level, which is a little bit above grade level. And then we have English language learners. This will usually be the same as the on level. This one looks a little bit different, but a lot of times it'll be the same as the on level. It will just have a little bit more language help. So that's actually a really good resource for you as you are providing instruction for your students. And you can see they've got leveled readers on here, which we can click on. They've got lesson plans. If you move over, you can just slide on over. We've got a lesson plan for that particular book. We've got some workstation activities and some big retelling cards for that book as well, which I really, really liked. These retelling cards have some assistance and instruction for teachers on the back of them as well, okay? Oops. And again, we do have a lot of these already in Google Slides for you if this is something that you are interested in. All right, so that's kind of what those look like. Pretty easy. There's a couple of other areas I wanted to show you. The other areas that I worked on were phonics. So under the word work area, phonics is under there. They don't have phonics for every single day across the board, so you might just want to kind of click on the phonics and then you can click through and see which activities or which resources they have for each day. I also used the Reading and Writing Companion a bit. I would pull this up on the board and have my students write in a notebook some of their answers to that. This usually has quite a bit of the high frequency words and phonics skills in it as well. And then the other area that I used a lot was the high frequency words. It's easier for me just to look at they have it in the curriculum, like which high frequency words they're doing each week. But for the high frequency activities, they have a lot of these like interactive activities.
Not.
Wants you to read it.
N-O-T. Pam is not sad.
So that's kind of some of their high frequency word activities that it kind of automatically comes with. Again, I made a lot of my own. So for first grade and kindergarten, we do have quite a bit of additional activities for that. So that is just kind of a basic overview of the website and kind of which components in the curriculum we used a lot in the ASR classrooms. As always, send a message to the academic department if you have any questions or need any help. Talk to you soon.